Hey you guys, what's up? It's day 3, 66 book challenge of the Bible. It's Leviticus. It's book number 3 in the Old Testament. There's 39 chapters, 39 books in the Old Testament, and there's 27 in the New Testament. I wanted to start off this live a little bit early than I normally do. I'm having like a therapy sessions with myself right now at the moment. I don't really know what to call. I have made a decision based on a decision I almost didn't make yesterday, and it just had me waiting for an outcome that I could have prevented, or I could have stopped, or I could have just continued to go. And it bothers me to think that I was willing to just allow whatever to just happen. And we all have a choice, and I'm not speaking about anything big or anything crazy. I am just honestly saying that no matter what happens in life, we all get a choice. We are allowed to live or to think or to say or to do whatever it is that our hearts desires. But the truth is, when you are trying to do something for God, or when you're trying to better yourself, or when you're trying to keep your standards, or whatever it may be, I don't know, you have a choice, and you have to you have to own up to those choices that you make. So I'm starting this live off because there's just a lot that I am entangled with right now that I kind of just want to have a conversation with. My best friend Cortez hit me up yesterday after the live of Pastor Mike Todd and Kurt Franklin did on Instagram Live, and it just got me stirred up, and it just lets me know that if I do what I feel like I'm talented at, my gift will push through. And instead of allowing a decision to be made for me, I'm going to start taking ownership in my decisions that I make. And if my yeses is a yes, then my no's are a no. So I want to start this thing off early. Last night, I kind of skimmed through Leviticus. I apologize. I'm probably saying it wrong. Leviticus, if I'm not mistaken, it's Leviticus, the book. And I was kind of looking through it, trying to see if there was anything that I really just liked as my best chapter about it. But this chapter is really about laws. And this chapter is really about what happens when you are disobedient. And it teaches you about different diseases, and it teaches you about cleaning yourself, and it teaches you about offerings, and it teaches you about I would pretty much say the foundation to the way we as people need to really function in a world that is filled with so much where I live now in California, I wouldn't want to raise my child. I feel like California is just too, what is the word I want to use for this? California is just too, like, I need the word. Can I get the word? Can you put the word back into my head? It's not just liberal, but it's just too, anything goes. You can honestly be anything here. It just gets under my skin that people walk around and they're just like, this is how I feel, and this is who I want to be. They have no sense to nothing. You can do whatever, and everyone takes it as a joke, and then they're all laughing and hee ha, and you're watching over here. And I'm like, yo, I was born in Indiana, but moved to Texas, and man, I've never respected Texas so much until you leave, and then you live in a place like this, and yeah, it's beautiful. But then when you really have a perspective between Texas and LA, I'm sorry. Texas all the way down, and there's parts of Texas I don't even want to be considered of. But you ain't never going to get better than Texas. I'm sorry. And I don't compare like LA to Texas. I'm talking about hospitality. I'm talking about living in a certain type of truth. living your life in a certain type of order, having a stronger foundation to where it's just not anything just goes and, oh, just let them do whatever. Nah, Texas, nah, you ain't finna just do anything. Nah, you need to straighten up and you need to fix what you got going on. Go back home, fix what you need to, then walk back outside. And I respect that in Texas. And I don't know how much longer I'll be living here in California, but I will enjoy it as long as I can. I still feel the pulling of Texas. It's just because a lot of families there and a lot of, what ifs and, what could happen. But I'm here and I'm thankful. So I'm just starting this live off early because there's just a lot of things that I need to purge myself that I kind of paid attention to last night after listening and watching and hearing a lot of things, and then having Leviticus be the chapter that I'm on. I'm telling you, I think this word is really just more for me and not maybe for other people, but I'm telling you, it's like it's hitting back to back, and this is not like a warning. This is literally like communication. This is literally God saying, okay, let's talk, let's do this. So without further ado, thank you, without further ado, let's just get into Leviticus as best way that I know how. And I just want to share just a few things of insights that I found, and if anything else comes into my heart, I will be sure to let you know. If you don't mind, I want to start off the same way that I've always have, and let's just get into it. It is at a glance in Leviticus. Leviticus is the third book in the Bible. The author is Moses, and is written in 1445 BC. This is covering a time period between 1445 BC and 7 AD. The laws applies until shortly after the death of Christ, when the temple was destroyed in 70 AD. Claims to fame. It says it contains many laws for the Hebrew people. It is not often studied by Christians because Jesus freed us from the latter of the laws. So again, like I said, Leviticus. You want to talk? 1 second. What she meant to say is Leviticus. Thank you. You know what? Let me go ahead and take it from here. I got it. Leviticus. That's funny. Anyways, like when I was going through it, I noticed, like I was saying earlier, it talks a lot about principles and laws and diseases and what not to do. Like there's a whole chapter of about offering, and there's just one chapter that I was just like, my God, like you actually have to put all this in here. Where's it at? Like, let me go to it. Boil, however, no, Lord. There's a whole chapter about like unlawful sexual relationships. Yes, I've seen this before, but literally, like when you first turn the pages, all you see is do not. I was like, my goodness. But it covers just about all these impurities that people are what we go through now. And I'm just like, yo, like he's already put in a word. You ain't supposed to be sleeping with your stepdaddy. You ain't supposed to be sleeping with your daughter. You ain't supposed to be sleeping with your mother, your brother, your in-laws, your cousins. It is so much in there. It talks about other various of laws. It talks about eating what not to eat and what you should eat, about cleansing yourself, about infections and skin diseases and how to cure yourself for that, and what to do once you eat something unclean and clean. It talks about sin offering, burnt offering. It just talks about how to get good back with the Father, or just get back good with yourself. And I'm just like, there ain't really anything in here that I'm like, oh yeah, God, that's my verse right there. Honestly, I don't want nothing to do with Leviticus. Honestly, I would like to just skip that whole book and be like, yep, God, don't do that, and be done with it. But that's not how God is. He talks to us and he teaches us the best way that we're able to receive. And again, let's just get into it. The most famous verses in Leviticus. Oh my God, just say the word. I'm probably saying it wrong. Probably why I'm repeating it wrong. It's a oh my God, like really? I feel like everybody's trying to say it for me right now. You know what? Forget it. It's the third book. Oh, forget it. I've said it enough to where everybody knows what I'm talking about. Like I've said it enough. I said, like I can't even say it. Like it won't even come out now. So just forget it. The famous verses in book number 3. Hold up. This is gonna drive me nuts. Leviticus. Honestly, I'm stumbling on trying to say. I'm probably saying it wrong. That's probably right. I'm so sorry. This is unnecessary. But the famous verses, if I could just get over, is, for the life of the creation is the blood, and I have given it to you to make an atonement for yourself on the altar. It is the blood that makes an atonement for one's life. Leviticus 17:11. Leviticus, whatever. I'm gonna start preaching a whole sermon on Leviticus until I can properly say it right. I will not say it right. You feel me? Leviticus 17:11. The next one is, do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against anyone among your people, but love your neighbor as yourself, for I am the Lord. Leviticus 19:18. So important point. Oh, mine. Now I didn't find anything, like I said, that are my favorite, but I do want to share some things that I found yesterday in the book Leviticus. Some things that I found. Leviticus. I have to keep saying it until I say it right. Periods. I'm too grown to get Leviticus wrong. Oh, Leviticus 20, chapter 7 and 8. It says, concentrate yourself and be holy, because I am the Lord your God. Keep my decrees and follow them, and I am the Lord who makes you holy. I like that verse in it, regardless if you have an understanding of where the chapter is coming from or not. I think that part in that chapter is just as beautiful as any other chapters that we can lean on to. Chapter 20 talks about the punishments of sin, and I found one thing that stuck out was God was saying, if you will just concentrate yourself and be holy, separate yourself and be holy, because I am the Lord your God, meaning I choose to put God first and to keep your decrees, then God is saying that if I continue to follow him, he'll make me holy. So I'm not going to be holy because I follow him. I'm not going to be holy because I do what he asks. But if I remove myself from everything and continue to do my best, then he will make me holy. Only God can make you holy. You're never going to be holy. I will never be holy by myself. It will never, ever work. So let's everyone understand that. Never. Then the next one I want to read to you guys is Leviticus 20 and 23, verse 23. You must not live according to the customs of the nation. I am going to drive them out before you. That right there is perfect. When God says do not be of the world, but be of the world, that is exactly what he's saying. He is saying stop following these trends, stop following these people, stop following things that is unlike me, stop following what society is telling you is cool or what is right or what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do, because them people are about to be drugged out. They're about to be, something's going to happen to them to where people like myself that is following God's words or separating myself from what I think I should have, what I think I should do, what I need to do to get this fame, blah, blah, blah. God is saying, you must not live according to customs of the nation, meaning I will not follow anyone, period. Now, if it look like God, smell like God, talk like God, I'm going to head in that direction. But again, my Bible also says, test the spirit by the spirit so that you know that it is me. I'm telling you, I'm on to something. Then you can, then I like Leviticus chapter 26, and 1, it says, do not make idols or set up an image or a stone of yourself. Do not place a carving stone in your land to bow down before, for I am Lord your God. Meaning, stop making idols. Stop building something and saying, this is God, I'm going to hold on to it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hallelujah. Without my rock, I can't live without God. Without this pit, it's not God. That's what he's saying. I apologize for mocking those who have statues and stuff like that, but it is what it is. Y'all look at us crazy, I'm looking at you crazy. Period. God is saying, I am real. Talk to me. Now, I know ain't nobody in this room, but I be talking to him sometimes, but sometimes I be like, God, I want to actually talk to someone I can see. Like, I want to hear them talk back to me, and it'd be funny when he responds on a phone or a message I'll get, or when I open up my Bible, then I laugh like, okay, you here. But sometimes I would like this face-to-face interaction. So one day I'll have it, and I have to just trust on him. And the last thing I would like to share with you guys is Leviticus 27 and 30. It says, a tithe of everything from the land, whether gain or soil or fruit from a tree, belongs to the Lord. It is holy to the Lord. Meaning everything that we have. No. I'm not reading from King James Version. I am reading from the New International Version. So I apologize for all those who thought I was reading the King James Versions. I'm not. I'm reading the International Version of the Holy Bible. So, yeah. So my content will be different than others who are reading it, which I don't mind reading the King James Version, but I've had this book the longest. My little brother Christopher was working somewhere or knew somebody, and they were shutting down a bookstore or something, and the woman stole all the Bibles because they were trashing it. And my brother happened to stumble upon this lady, and she's like, I can't just throw away the Bible. So my brother Chris took all the Bibles, and he literally gave them to me. And out of all the Bibles that he gave me, I kept maybe like 4 and gave the rest away. And this was one of the Bibles that my little brother gave me. And if I'm not mistaken, I actually put it in here when he gave it to me. I think Chris gave me this Bible in 2014, because I don't see any other dates at the beginning. Usually I write. Yes, somebody bought this book in 2003, and my brother gave it to me in 2014, if I'm not mistaken, if that matters, or whatever. But anyways, it's still the Holy Bible. Where was I? I also want to bring up one more thing. I think I just said that last time because I wasn't reading. I was answering questions, which I shouldn't have done. I would like more understanding on this. Leviticus. I hate that I'm saying it wrong. Leviticus chapter 25 and 25. I want to know if there's more meaning to this than, like where we're at right now. That's what I would like to know. Yeah. If one of your countrymen becomes poor and sells some of his property, the nearest relative is to him to come and redeem what his countryman has sold. To me, when I was going over that, I was like, the way our forefathers set up this world for us, the way things are, wouldn't it have been better to know before I lost something? I had family members that would come and say, Brittany lost this, but we're going to tie in. We're going to help give her everything that she lost. So when we lose something, she can help. Instead of being like, oh man, that really sucks. It's bad. Well, I'm in a bad situation too. I just think that part of the book isn't getting enough credit. Getting enough attention as it should be, because that's something I would want to raise my kids on. Like when they're helped, your brother lose something, your sister lose something, you help them out, you put it back in their pocket without them worrying, but not to take advantage of a situation, but to really just help, you know, the people that are near you. I just seen that, and my question was, I would love to know what God is saying then, what he could be saying now to us. Again, Leviticus, I've been saying Leviticus or whatever. I keep saying it wrong. I don't know why, but it is what it is. I'll work on it, I promise. I hate not getting the word correct. It really bothers me. It's like a knife going through my hand right now. I really hate that. Let's see some important parts about the book. It is saying that mostly laws to keep the Hebrew people safe, healthy, and peaceful. I believe that's exactly what the word is. It is just to keep you safe, healthy, and peaceful. Not safe meaning no weapons going to form against you. I mean, it's going to keep you safe to where what I have belongs to me. What's going on in my life is right here, meaning I'm not going to allow anybody or anyone just to come in right here. I'm not. I can't. I have to protect this. I have to protect me the best way I know how. I need to remain healthy by being very mindful what I put in my system and what I put into my brain or my thoughts or what I put into my environment. I care about the things I watch. I care about what it does. Like that to me matters. I care about what I'm reading. I care about what I'm talking about. I care. So to me it's wonderful and peaceful. Oh my goodness. Just to be with God and his word or to hear him is so beautiful. To take the time, it gives you this feeling of past satisfaction. It just really does something to you when you can take time out for yourself to get into the word of God. Then another important part about the book. See, I have to say it. It doesn't sound right if I don't say the book that I'm reading. Leviticus. I'm having a real issue with saying this word. Oh my God, I've said it fine before I got on live. I know it's not Leviticus. The book is called Leviticus. Another important part about Leviticus, I can't say it right. I'm having issues. Leviticus, forget it. I'm done. Anyways, it is decreed that in the book that the priests shall be members of the tribe of Levites and the descendants of Moses' brothers Aaron. Moses described things that are considered unclean, such as various animals and insects. God's purpose was to protect the people from germs and unhealthy living. Hello? Am I actually saying it right? Because I don't feel like I really am. I'm having real issues over here, but I'm actually okay showing my imperfections. I just hate getting it wrong so many times. That's my issue. I just hate getting it wrong so many times, or doubting myself, or thinking I'm doing something incorrect, which I'm not. So I thank God for that. Moses teaches on the Day of Atonement. It is a ceremony that takes place only once a year, and the highest prince enters into the Holy of the Holiest, most special part of the tabernacle, and offers a sacrifice to God for sins for an entire nation. No one else can go in there. Now this, I remember being in Houston, Texas, and my pastor at the time, Bishop Lionel Shepherd, taught about this. And I remember listening to him as he taught about one priest has to do right all year, and he cannot mess up that whole year. He has to do everything right, because the moment he walks into the tabernacle, until he walks into the atonement, he could die. If he did anything wrong, God would strike you down right then and there, and all people, the whole nation's sins would not be forgiven. And when you listen to that, for one person to put that much pressure on themselves, and for the whole community to come together and get this one opportunity to be face to face with God, and saying, God, I come before you clean, upright. I've repented. I ask for sins. I ask to be forgiven. And here is a sin for the whole nation. We're coming to you as a whole nation, and we're just asking for your forgiveness. And then when it was said and done, God has forgiven. To me, that right there, I would have loved to have been a part of that or to seen that. I believe we live in time and day where people are like that right now, but not at a big mass. And when I think about the pastors that have been preaching about it, I always just go back to what I've been taught about it, like the requirements and what you have to do, and to know that you can't just go to God any type of way. Like, I have an issue sometimes when it's time for me to talk to God, and I'll be like, oh, hold on, I gotta back up. I can't go to God like he my homeboy or somebody. I have to go to him so correct, and sometimes I don't even go to him because of that. Because I know I've done something, I just be avoiding it, and I just start talking. But it's really good to know that God is like a father, and because of this, we didn't get a chance to go to God. We didn't get the opportunity to speak to him in his presence until Jesus Christ came and died for us. We didn't get, like, if you weren't born in the right family, you were never going to be set up to even remotely go close enough to God. You was always going to depend on somebody else getting your life together. But because Jesus died, we now get a chance and opportunity to face him boldly and say, Lord, here I am, for I have sinned. I am asking for you to forgive me for my sins. Oh, God, don't you start. Okay. And to know that God has given us a certain law to live by, and regardless if we live by it or not, we know that God sent Jesus Christ for us so that we can talk to him, so that we don't need no middle person to talk to God. We get the opportunity every single day to talk to him. God said he would be the mother to the motherless, a brother to the brotherless, a father to the fatherless, a sister to the sister. God will be whatever you need him to be. You feel me? He will be whatever. And Leviticus, I just hate it. I hate the word right now. Hate's a strong word, but I hate this word right now. Leviticus teaches us what they had to go through before one person could even go to God on your behalf. And I just thank God that these laws are done with because Jesus Christ came. And I'm really happy not having to say this word anymore. Leviticus. I'm gonna eat myself up for that. But it just makes me feel good to know that I get a chance to go to God whenever. I get a chance to just be there with him. And that is all I have for Leviticus. And it's just pretty much, if I take anything away from it, I just love the ending part. Even if it does not fully comprehend everything, it just says God's purpose was to protect his people from germs and unhealthy living. So, to me, out of everything in Leviticus, I know I'm overthinking it, god darn it. Wouldn't be me if I don't overthink it. That's just how I am. I strive to be better than an incorrect word or pronounce a word. I had to go to speech therapy. I had a list. I had issues with common grammar because my tongue is bigger than what it should be, and then had to be clipped, and I had to relearn to say new words. I had a problem with speaking, and as an adult, I don't want to get nothing wrong. So yes, I overthink it because I've went through a lot, and I refuse to allow Leviticus to stop me or to hinder me. I want to speak, and I want to speak correctly. And I understand that I will mess up and I will stumble, but I hold myself accountable to knowing how to speak in front of people. So, Leviticus to me means one thing. God's purpose was to protect his people from germs and unhealthy living. And I think us as a nation miss that, because we are doing anything. We are eating anything. I hate seeing those videos of people hurting animals. Animals are for the animals are a gift. They are a gift. And the same way I think about a cat and a dog, I think about a calf being separated from a cow. A sheep being slaughtered right in front of one another. I think about the humane things that we are doing as a people to eat. And no, I don't agree with it. I've been vegan, vegetarian, all that. I think we are better than what we consume and where we go and what we do. Leviticus teaches us there is things that we need to do, and we better do them. Because if not, we have to hold ourselves accountable for the things that we do. So, that is at a glance with Leviticus or whatever. I'm over it now. I'm not really. When I get done, I'm probably going to scream and be like, you got it all wrong. I don't know. But it is what it is. So I hope that makes you guys a little bit more curious about book 3. Again, we went over Genesis, Exodus. Tomorrow we're going to go over Numbers, and I can't wait to see what I read today, or I remember so far in Numbers, I have a few things highlighted in Numbers, so I'm really curious to see what Numbers has for us tomorrow. So again, until tomorrow, you guys stay healthy, do something to help somebody, contact somebody, call them, text them, let them know that they're doing a good job. Support is everything. Just being there is everything. So really take a step back and really think about what you're eating and what you're putting into your system. Really think about the things that you're involved with. Get rid of it. Remove yourself from some of these things. I'm going to do something today that I'm actually really not too happy about, but I know it'll be for the better me. I know me later on will thank me. There's a lot of things that still need to be corrected, and I have to find the strength to do them. And if that is cutting off more people, it is what it is. If that's changing your job, that's what it is. If that's moving, that's what it is. If that's going cold turkey on food or a substance, that's what it is. You got to break these habits, and you got to, the best way I can say is don't depend on yourself. Depend on God. It makes it much easier, because I know I'm going to disappoint me. I said I wasn't going to eat no candy because I have 7 cavities as an adult. I had 7 cavities because all I do is eat Starburst jelly beans. I wish I could prove it to you guys. So I bought a big bag of Starburst jelly beans, and I was hiding them. I was hiding jelly beans all over the place. That's so. Why am I hiding candy? Because I knew I wasn't supposed to eat it that way. And I decided to just eat the whole bag, and I had to go to the dentist, and I looked at my dentist and I was just like, I'm sorry. They go, it's okay. And I was like, no, you spent 2 hours working on my teeth and getting them back healthy. And I went home, and first thing I thought about doing was eating some candy. And I said, it's time to remove the things that are causing me pain, or pain, because I had to spend money, and teeth is hurting. It's just not good for me. It's time to remove those things. It's just not good from you. Anyways, that is it. It's all I have for today. You guys stay blessed. Love you guys so much, and just continue to be the best you possible. And that's all I got for today. See you guys tomorrow. I might go live later today, but I hope I don't. But I want to continue to stay productive, but I kind of just want to have me time today. And that's nothing, just silence. So you guys stay blessed, and see you tomorrow.